But this phone right here, when engineers think outside of the box, because if I press this button right here, this thing comes out in my hand. So when I saw it online, I couldn't stop myself from buying this phone. So I got the box here, which came with the phone inside it, and also came with this, apparently a smartwatch that's inside the phone. Let's talk about the phone itself first and see how crazy they went with the phone before we discuss this weird feature that the phone has. So they did kind of go crazy with the specs when they went with 1 terabyte of usable storage and 72 gigabytes of RAM. Of course, this being 24 gigabytes of actual RAM and 42 gigabytes of virtual RAM. So before we talk about the screen at the back, let's talk about the screen at the front. Here we have a 1080p 120Hz Super AMOLED display. For the price, it's a very good screen and has an optical fingerprint sensor right here, as you can see, very fast. But with these phones, sometimes you think, do they give me a mediocre chip that cannot run very well? So this has the MediaTek Dimensity 8200, which is a 4nm chip. As you can see here, it's really fast and it can run some games. So we're gonna show you some games right here. So build quality wise, how good is this phone? So yes, it's a very thick phone. This is the Red Magic 11 Pro next to it, as you can see here. There is a difference in thickness. And why is it thick? Because it has 8000 milliamp power battery in it and a camera of 108 megapixels. So yeah, it's a very thick boy right here. But yeah, after using it for a week, it did feel okay in the hand. I got used to it. But yeah, you gotta keep in mind that it's a thick phone. So the back is made out of plastic and the sides are made from high quality aluminum. At the bottom, you do have a SIM card tray that you can pop out without a SIM card key. This also doubles as an SD card slot, so you can expand that 1 terabyte of storage. I don't know how much storage you need, but this phone will have it. And also, once again, rest in peace to the headphone jack, but you do have a red button right here. If you press it, it will bring up Gemini. So the size of the camera bump is actually crazy. It's absolutely huge, but this is because of the screen right here. I did keep you waiting for long, so let's talk about this party trick this phone has. So let me get close here. Let's pop this thing again. There's a button right here. If you press it, it comes out like this and you can pick it up. As you can see, this is a portable screen. But why do you have the screen? Because it has 2 separate functions that we'll talk about, and it's actually very cool. The first function of this, which probably you're not gonna expect, these are headphones. Well, actually, this is a headphone because it's by itself, but you can actually, so you can actually fit it in your ear. As you can see here, it's still working. It's quite crazy, but this is usually just for phone calls. So you can take a phone call. The audio quality is pretty good from both sides, but this function, I don't know, I'm not going to use it much. I didn't use it much throughout the whole week. It's crazy that they can put this in the phone, but the back of it, as you can see here, this is the rubber that goes in your ear. It's slightly big for my ear, so it does fall out pretty easily and it's hard to fit inside the ear, but once you fit it properly, it will stay there. But I think they should just make this a little bit small. So remember earlier when I said it does come with a smartwatch? So it comes with this actually. This, and you can basically slide the watch in there and it becomes a smartwatch and has all the sensors at the back. So it can do heart rate monitor and everything. And there is a smartwatch, as you can see, from inside the phone. This phone charges this, so you don't need to charge it. You just pop in the phone and it charges it, and then you have a whole smartwatch from the fucking phone. So it does function as a regular smartwatch. It will count your steps, it will track your sleep, it will calculate your heart rate, and it has many other features that you can play with. And also you will get your notifications on it, and of course you have an app that can track your steps with it, heart rate and sleep, and you can change the watch faces, show notifications or anything on the watch. So you're probably asking, what the hell is the catch with this one? So first of all, let's talk about the first issue that I don't like. When you're using the smartwatch or using the screen outside of the phone, this gap here will stay empty. It will stay unprotected. And to me, it just doesn't look so nice. It's just empty right there. And they could have just included the cover they could put on it. Yes, they did include a case with the phone, but I don't know. They should have just included something to cover this. It shouldn't be like that. And also, I do have a slight problem with this. So if you can see here, if I press the button to get the watch out, the button is stuck in there. So it doesn't come out until you put the watch back in there. And you need to actually press pretty hard for it. Sometimes it doesn't really come out until you play with it a little bit, and then you can pop the watch back in. I think it's an issue with this unit. I don't think all of them are like this, but it's something I have to mention. Yes, it's fantastic to have a screen at the back of your phone. You can check notifications, you can check your steps on anything without getting into the phone, But isn't it a missed opportunity that you can't take a back camera selfie with the screen? You can use this as a shutter, so you can pop this out and turn on this feature right there, which I thought is the camera, but it's the shutter, and it does only work if the watch is inside of the wristband. If you take out the screen itself, let's press it right there, it does not work. It has to be inside of the wristband. This is such a missed opportunity. This is a remote. You can hold it like this and take a picture, but you can't. It has to be inside the wristband. But all in all, this is something I've never seen before in any smartphone. It's a fantastic piece of engineering, but they just need to do some tweaking to improve it a little bit. So the camera is good enough. So we're gonna bring my boy here, Master Chief, and let's take some pictures and show you if the camera is actually good or not. Alright, first of all, in a very challenging situation is the main shooter. There is a lot of detail inside the image, as you can see here. The light balance is fine, it's not the best out there, but all in all, a very average camera in my book. But detail wise, it's very detailed. This is a 108 megapixel camera, so it will show a lot of details. And then you have your selfie camera, of course, in decent light. I'm gonna take a picture right here. As you can see, the picture is not bad. There is a lot of details in the picture. Just the light balance is not the best out there. Wish I was taking the selfie like this with the back screen, but unfortunately, I'm not. Oukitel, please update this. So the camera, I would say, is acceptable. You don't have a zoom camera, and also you don't have an ultra wide camera, so I would give it a C+. But because this started as a gaming channel, we're going to show you some games. So first of all, we have PUBG Mobile. It could run at the HD graphics and extreme frame rate. Let's see how it does. Alright, so we do have PUBG Mobile now running, as you can see here. Pretty smooth. It does seem to me like it's running at 90 frames per second. We're gonna land just to see how it does when you're landing inside this game. Okay, so this is not a full-on gaming phone, it's not a full-on gaming test, but the game seems to be running really smoothly, as you can see here. 90 frames per second, it is quite stable. The battery will not run out because this is an 8000 milliamp hour battery on a 1080p screen, and you can run it at 90 frames per second. Then we have Call of Duty Mobile. Of course, this can run at the very high graphics or the ultra frame rate. We're gonna run it with the ultra frame rate, see if we can get 120 FPS. Okay, so here's Call of Duty Mobile running the WWE mode that they just came out with. The game runs really smoothly. It's definitely 120 FPS. I don't have a FPS counter on this phone, but it's really smooth. I can tell it's 120 FPS, and the phone does not seem to get hot or anything. And of course, you'll have the best battery at 8000 milliamps power battery. Alright, the next game we have here is Fortnite. This game will run at these settings. As you can see here, we have 60 frames per second, the graphics settings are epic, and our 3D resolution at 100%. And we have an FPS counter actually with this one. As you can see here, we have around 60 frames per second right now. Let's land inside the game and see how the device handles it. And there are people around me, so this will of course be more accurate. So let's look at the frame rate right here. It's right now 60 frames per second. It's really stable. The phone does get a little bit hotter, but it's pretty stable. I think this is plenty of people actually here. Let's try to find them with the axe. I'm definitely gonna dive. This is not a gaming test. This is just trying to figure out how good this phone is while playing Fortnite. Let's get one kill, and then as you can see here, we got the kill, and our frame rate right now is stable 60 frames per second. It is also good to note that the phone is IP68 and IP69 water and dust resistant, so you can actually submerge it in water completely and it will be fine. As you can see here, I have it in water. I took it out. The front screen looks completely fine. Let's try it here, as you can see. And also the back screen will also work completely fine. When you submerge it, it will just turn off. So this was the Oukitel WP200 Pro. Fantastic phone. It has so many features that other phones don't have, especially this. I'm gonna pop it up one more time. Especially this screen. It's just fantastic, something you don't see so often. So they did go outside of the box to think about making this. And if you want to buy this phone, I left the link for it in the description below. And if you like the channel, subscribe, and peace.